Sanders is deep, and Grebe will kick it off for the Midshipmen. There is C.J. Sanders. And the kick. We're underway at Notre Dame Stadium, taken at the goal line by Sanders. Crossing the 20 and short of the 25-yard line, where he is downed by the Navy special teams. Let's take a look at our Notre Dame starting offensive lineup now, brought to you by DirecTV. Here are the backs and the receivers as the Irish begin with two tight ends, Luatua and Jones. And the offensive line as a new starter at left guard, that's Alex Bars, replacing Quentin Nelson, who's banged up. So the Irish take over now. First play from scrimmage, from the pistol formation, actually, with DeShone Kizer. Fake the handoff, and Kaiser's first pass is low and off the hands of Luatua, incomplete.
Pass was intended for Tyre.
So there is DeShone Kizer, young quarterback who, of course, was pressed into service, was number 3 on the depth chart in the spring, but now is advanced because of defections and injuries to the top man. And as Coach Kelly says, he's unflappable. Nothing phases him. Even that comeback at Clemson last week, he played pretty well, though he fell just short. Fakes the handoff, passes it to Chris Brown. And Brown is stopped by DJ Palmore.
Well, so far, Navy flying to the ball, creating a 3rd and long situation. Notre Dame did come out in 2 tight ends, want to establish the run, but before you do that, run a little bootleg action. Missed the layup there. So everything is happening how Navy would like to see it happen early on.
Setting up this 3rd and 10. Kizer from the shotgun retreats the pass, wings it over to downfield and way off target as the pressure was on him. Incomplete, and 3 and out on the first possession for the Irish. And Coach Kelly with a word for his quarterback as he comes to the sideline. As Tyler Newsome is in punt formation, Sanders and Cass, 2 deep men for Navy. And Newsome kicks it end over end, gets a good Notre Dame bounce. Other than that, it wasn't pretty, but it will, on the bounce, get close to the 30-yard line, where it will be down, no return for Navy. As we look at our DirecTV offensive lineup for the Navy Midshipmen. Again, the Midshipman, Chris Swain, keep your eye on him. He's a throwback at the fullback spot, loves to hit and be hit. He'll take a lot of them today in that triple option offense. Here's the offensive line. Notice their wide splits. It's all about angles for this undersized offensive line of the Midshipmen. Keenan Reynolds now on first down. Triple option. He keeps it. Reynolds cuts back. He's crossed the 40. He's to the 45. He's down to the 30 and out of bounds inside the Notre Dame 20-yard line. Jalen Smith finally tracked him down. Picture-perfect decision on the option. He rambles for 50 yards.
Right away, putting the ball in the gut of the fullback, drawing the defense in, reading it perfectly, and then hitting the crease and going north and south. This is how Navy wants things to happen. Early on, get your good read. They're going to see multiple looks from Notre Dame's defense. Keenan Reynolds has the answers. He's seen it all.
From the 19, first down, Navy. Triple option and the pitch. And nowhere to go, but they make a little something out of it for Sanders. To Brandon Sanders, tackled by Sheldon Day. That's a gain of 6.
Getting back to Keenan Reynolds, even there on the pitch, he draws a defender to him and makes sure he eats up that extra defender. He's not afraid to get hit, so he keeps his nose in there as long as he can, creates a little more space so that defensively, even if you're there and doing your responsibility, an elusive back can still pick up 5 yards.
His 37th career start today. He is durable, 5'11", 205 pounds. Senior from Antioch, Tennessee. Triple option and a pitch immediately. And down into the goal line, and cross for the touchdown is Gully. So that was too easy for Navy as they march right down the field, and Gully gets in for the touchdown from 13 yards out.
You go a quick 3 and out on offense, and Navy takes the ball down the field as quickly as they do. There's shell shock in Notre Dame right now. That's just a wake-up call that says, hey, we're coming after you from the beginning.
So Gully scoring the touchdown. That is his first touchdown of the season as Greavy attempts the point after, and he boots it through. Well, Reynolds set it up with a 50-yard ramble down the field, and then Gully puts it in from 13 out. Shocked Notre Dame Stadium. 7-0 Navy. The images from the troops supporting both Navy and Notre Dame. Honor and respect, one of the themes of this week, Navy and Notre Dame, and a lot of respect for that Navy drive, a beautiful drive on their first possession. 3 plays, 70 yards.
When you face option football, it's all about discipline with your eyes, discipline upon responsibility. Play your man, do your job. You start taking your eyes and putting them in the backfield, and all of a sudden 2 guys are grabbing the dive back, and Keenan Reynolds is into the secondary and gone.
Here's Greavy with the Navy kickoff. And Sanders sees it sail over his head out of the end zone for the touchback. So let's meet the Navy defense now, brought to you by DirecTV. And the starting midshipman defenders. Sarah Mandawachi blocked 2 field goals against Notre Dame last season. Anthony and Mason at the defensive ends are pretty good as well. Leading tackler Daniel Gonzalez in the center of the linebacking core. Clements, Barber, Thomason, and Adams. First career start for Thomason today.
Well, Notre Dame came out, threw the ball 3 times in the first possession, and now lining up with a no-back set.
So spread with no backfield, empty backfield, and pitch to Procise. Here's the first run by C.J. Procise. Dives across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A gain of 11 on the first rushing play for Notre Dame.
Well, actually, it's a little flip, so it counts as a pass completion. But this is what Notre Dame needs to do, is run the football, get it in C.J. Procise's hands, get behind the big offensive line.
Kaiser's pass is complete to Procise, and Procise with a nice gain and a cutback to the 40-yard line. First down Notre Dame. That one covered 25 yards. Colburn chasing him down, but a good gain for Procise.
Corey Hunter Jr. gets a nice block here in the slot coming up the field, and Procise came out totally uncovered on the swing. Someone turned down their responsibility and went after the quarterback.
Procise can hurt you both running and receiving, the former wide receiver. Kaiser's pass sort of floated, might have been tipped as intended for Corey Robinson, and incomplete as Quincy Adams defended for Navy.
Yeah, a little tip on the pass. Corey Robinson was open on a quick out, which should be an easy completion. And things are just a little out of sync. I know Notre Dame's made a couple plays getting in C.J. Procise's hands, but it's not as smooth as they would like.
Colburn, the man that tipped that one on the Navy defense. Second down and 10. Kaiser flushed from the pocket and sacked. Sacked by Micah Thomas from his linebacker spot for a loss of 5 on the play.
Micah Thomas hitting the guy. I mean, this happens quickly. He didn't even, Deshaun Kaiser doesn't even have time. They just turn him free. Nick Martin sliding, and it just created a gap. No one came down to pick him up.
Again, an empty backfield with a 5-receiver set on 3rd and long. Kaiser stands, steps up in the pocket, and finds the open man. Complete for a first down, 19 yards to Chris Brown.
Here we go again, Micah Thomas. We're going to work off him, come around and hit the ball in the second window. Nice patience by Kaiser, waiting for Brown to come into a second window.
Irish driving now with a first down. Ball's at the 27 of Navy. Kaiser. Pass complete. That was to the tight end, Wisher. His third reception of the season. Daniel Gonzalez hit him after a gain of 5.
So much for lining up and hammering the football.
Yeah.
Notre Dame wants to come out and establish a passing game.
And you see only 1 rush and 8 passes so far. Kaiser's in the pistol here. And he will hand it off to Josh Adams. Adams hit, but keeps going inside the 15 of Navy. It'll be first down, Notre Dame.
The young freshman getting his hands on the ball. Nice gap there. They 2 tight end formation. That's what I would have anticipated coming into this game. Like you said, 8 out of the first 9 plays were passes.
Hunter replacing Carlisle for Notre Dame.
Ball's at the 14, first down.
Spotted at the 14, first down Notre Dame. Hunter in motion. And then a handoff. Precise. Got a couple of yards.
Precise.
I was talking with the offensive line coach, Harry Heastam, before the game, and he says, the one aspect that's still missing because of the injury to Malik Zaire is the zone read game. That was a potential read situation there for the quarterback, and people are not honoring the quarterback as a runner as of right now.
Kaiser has run 32 times and has a couple of touchdowns. Quick toss to Fuller. Will Fuller can't get away from the defense, just inside the 10-yard line where Brandon Clemens takes him down. Gain of 3.
Clemens probably the best cover corner on the team, and just the whole Navy defense in general rallies to the ball. I mean, that's what they're all about. Emotion, energy, flying to the football, rallying around it, because Will Fuller can make one guy miss and go the distance at any time. You need to play your leverage, have some help from the inside, and flow and get there.
Of course, they never give up on a play or on a game. Kaiser keeps this one. Here's his running ability. Stops short of the 5-yard line. So on 4th and 2, Coach Kelly, it's like he keeps his offense on the field.
But you have to believe in your offensive line. If you're Brian Kelly, you're thinking a yard to 2 yards, 4th down. We have to be able to manage these situations and pick these things up.
Notre Dame's offensive line averaging 313. Navy's defense 267. So 4th and 2. Kaiser adjusting. Kaiser keeps it. Still fighting. No signal, just short. Tried to reach the ball across the goal line to break the plane, but it stopped just short by Micah Thomas.
I mean, I was thinking C.J. Procise would get the ball on 4th down. They go with a little fake to C.J. Procise and the north-south run by your quarterback. When your quarterback run, that's why you need quarterback running the ball in the red zone. You even up the numbers. You're able to block everyone. Deshaun Kaiser reaching for the goal line.
And looks like they might review that play.
The ruling on the field is that the runner was down before the ball became loose. Plays under review.
The replay officials are from the Atlantic Coast Conference, and the game officials are from the American Athletic Conference.
Now, the official said before the ball came loose. Well, I'm looking at the knees off the ground and the ball in the end zone. I'm thinking it's a touchdown or very close. If you get a side view of that, you can make the determination. But his knees were not down when he had full extension. So I don't believe it's ever a fumble here.
Well, Doug Rhodes, the former supervisor of officials in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Doug, what did you see?
Well, if anything other than his hand or foot touches the ground, he's down, and that's not the case here. The ball's extended. As long as it breaks the plane or the front edge of that white stripe, the goal line, that should be a score. And I don't see anything here that shows any body part down. I think that should be a score. Very close.
It is just starting to cross the plane as the knees are touching, but I believe he's in, and I think there's enough to overturn it. Sometimes if it's not crystal clear, you're not going to get the call overturned.
Indisputable video
evidence.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Will be first and goal, Notre Dame.
I would have thought on that one there was enough to say he got that ball across. Unless they were just checking for the fumble. Because initially that's what the officials were saying.
We'll spot the ball at the half-yard line. First and goal for Notre Dame. Trailing Navy 7-0. Empty backfield. Kaiser in the shotgun. Sends Procise in motion. Keeps it again. And is thrown back by the center of the Navy defense. Led by Micah Thomas. And now the signal comes touchdown. He did break the plane of the goal line finally.
Again, going to a quarterback run. See if he absolutely crosses the plane there. Actually, just barely crossed the plane before getting thrown back, but he was in.
So the Irish score, and on to attempt the extra point, Justin Yoon. Kaiser holds for the point after. And Yoon's kick is good. So Notre Dame answers the Navy score. And here in the first quarter, we're tied at 7. Facing a 7-0 deficit. Goes down the field. 12 plays and 75 yards. Kept alive by a 4th down conversion. And tie the game at 7 on that drive. Kaiser was 5 of 6 through the air for 61 yards and had the touchdown score. That's his 3rd touchdown rushing of the season. Tyler Newsome's kickoff through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. Well, Navy will have its 2nd possession of the game. Keenan Reynolds and company about to take the field, tied with Notre Dame at 7. Back at Notre Dame, Keenan Reynolds, the quarterback for the Midshipmen, had a 51-yard run earlier. He has 73 rushing touchdowns, the most ever by a quarterback. More than, look at this all-star lineup: Crouch, Kaepernick, Tebow, and only 4 away from tying the all-time rushing record of Monte Ball of Wisconsin. So Keenan Reynolds with Navy's 2nd possession of the game. And to Swain, the fullback, stopped at the line of scrimmage. And there's Keenan Reynolds. We spoke with him at Annapolis earlier this week, and what an engaging young man he is. So smart. He came out of high school in Tennessee, and he had 2 other offers for him to play quarterback: Air Force and Wofford. He said that the military commitment, though, at Navy was an incentive. He knew he'd have a job after he graduated. And what a name he's made for himself as he keeps this one and pounds ahead for a 1st down. Jalen Smith and Greer Martini stop Keenan Reynolds, but not until he has 10 and a 1st.
Again, making read. Watch the safety try to fill. Come down and overrun the play. Reynolds cuts it back up inside of him in north and south. He makes great decisions. Your safeties, Max Redfield in this instant, cannot overrun it. Play it inside out. Go quarterback to pitch.
On 1st down, triple option. And Reynolds that time tripped up in the backfield as he kept it. As we take a look at our DirecTV starting lineups for the Notre Dame defense. Guara, Day, Tillery, and Rochelle up front. And the linebackers, Martini gets the start today with Schmidt and Smith. And in the secondary, safeties will be important in this game, and Redfield comes off a 14-tackle performance against Clemson.
Safeties are so important in filling the alleys against the option, going quarterback to pitch.
And it again to Swain to the 40-yard line as Keenan Reynolds continues to operate the Navy offense. Let's go to Catherine.
Well, guys, you were talking about Keenan Reynolds being on the verge of breaking Monte Ball's record. I spoke to Monte this morning. He said, I've been watching him play. He is sensational. Records are meant to be broken, and he most definitely deserves every bit of it. And by the way, Monte is watching this game closely today, guys.
All right, he's watching a 3rd down play here for Navy, trying to keep their drive alive. Triple option. Reynolds keeps. He's got another first down and more to midfield. Sheldon Day finally tripped him up. He's elusive. He gains 10 yards.
There were people in position to make the play. He used the ball fake. Now he fakes the dive initially and then uses a ball fake to create separation on Joe Schmidt and cuts north and south enough to get the first down. So even if you're playing your responsibility, even if you are in the right spot, you still have to make a tackle against an elusive runner. And by the way, that touchdown mark, he got tackled 5 times last week inside the 1. He could have had it last week.
Redirecting traffic here on the first down play, squarely on midfield. Swain, the fullback. No, it's Ezell in there at fullback now, replacing Swain. And Brian Van Gorder has had a challenge of defending the triple option, and of course against Georgia Tech they did it well, but this is a different look. They said not only does Navy have Keenan Reynolds, but they show you maybe 30 formations where Georgia Tech shows you 5 or 6.
A lot more formations and things for your eyes to get caught up in to see. You need to know your responsibility out of every formation. And defensively, Notre Dame wants to stay multiple too to give Keenan Reynolds multiple looks.
Here's the pitch. It's to Swain. And he'll have another Navy first down. Tackled by Kavari Russell. 10-yard chunk that time.
Well, whether it's Swain, Ezell, or White, all 3 fullbacks or B-backs are 250 pounds. You know, they're big boys that can run hard up the middle. And, you know, usually it's on the straight dive. There you have a fullback out on the edge. So they're going to give you a bunch of different looks.
Reynolds telling us you got to feed Swain the ball, put some mileage on him. And he's had some mileage on him here in the first quarter. Triple option. Reynolds keeps. Stopped short of the 30 by Martini. On first down, a gain of 7. That's what Navy likes to do. Keep ahead of the chains. And they get 7 on first down. In the Amatololo. Of course, won a game here at Notre Dame Stadium. He's 2-5 against the Irish. His 8th full season.
I just love his approach to coaching and the things that are important in perspective. We can get back to that later, but he would be a great guy to coach for and play for.
Reverse pivot on the option. Reynolds another keep as a flag comes flying. It would be a first down if it stands. Jalen Smith, another 7-yard gain for Reynolds, who came into today having gained 3,600.
Holding number 65 of the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Joey Gaston's hold nullifies what would have been a first down. As I said, Reynolds came into this game having gained 3,674 career yards.
You know, and even on the last play, he's not afraid to stick his nose up in there and just get 3 or 4 yards. He knows that if he get positive yards on each play, they're going to be in good down and distance and have an opportunity. He will not pitch the ball into an unblocked defender so that the ball could end up on the ground. It very rarely ends up on the ground, and it's usually a positive play, even if the defense does their assignment.
Only 1 turnover lost on this high-risk triple option as Navy, with the play clock ticking down, calls their first timeout. It comes with 2:22 left in the opening quarter. Navy driving in a tie game. All right, Jimmy, so bad news there. And here's a tough situation for Navy, a team that's thrown only 28 passes all season. They are second and long. Here's the pitch on the option to Swain. Nice tackle made in the open field by Kavari Russell. So Russell makes a nice play, holding it to a 5-yard gain. It'll be third down and long.
Well, this time Notre Dame strings it out a little further, makes the ball be pitched so that you can use your speed. Russell does a great job of coming up, but the longer this play goes out wide, the more team speed for Notre Dame will come into play. Also, Matthias Farley is substituted in at safety for Max Redfield, who missed a couple of tackles early on.
On 3rd and 9. Russell getting Navy into the correct play. take a timeout. Again,
Navy takes its second timeout of the half.
avoiding the delay of game call. It comes with a minute 34 left in the opening quarter, and already Keenan Reynolds off to a great start.
And with him, it's all decision making. You're eyeing the first down lineman. How does he play? He takes the dive back. Now I'm on the perimeter. I've got an alley. Tuck it under and go. There was a man for pitch. See the mesh point here. Put it in the belly. Pull it out. It scares me. I don't know how they do it. We were talking with Swain, and he says, once I get past Keenan's front hip, I'm taking the ball. And, you know, it's such a field thing. They work on it every day for long periods. And it still scares me, but these guys do it just second nature.
Chris Swain said when he first started running that option, he had the clamps. He held on to it too long sometimes.
Getting a little clampy. Actually, early on one of the possessions, I think he may have taken one that Keenan wanted to pull.
All right, here's 3rd and 9. Option, and Reynolds sort of stumbled and had no chance. Wrapped up by Sheldon Day, who got penetration into the backfield for a loss of 2.
Sheldon Day does a great job of running this from the backside, chasing the play, and keeping a north-south cut from happening. He comes in, he makes the tackle. The bottom line there, though, for Keenan Reynolds was it was extremely well defended. He decides not to pitch the ball into traffic and take a risk. 4th down play.
4th and 12, and Navy's going for it.
Notre Dame takes its first timeout of the half.
So Notre Dame with the timeout as Navy was lined up to go for it on 4th down. Ken Niamatalolo on the left is going to go for it on 4th down against Brian Van Gorder's defense. 4th and long. Looks like they're trying to draw offsides. And we'll take the penalty and give them a little more punting room at least. It wouldn't have been a first down, of course, anyway, even if they committed the penalty.
But if they got the first down, they may have.
Delay a game on the offense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
They may have been able to get into a down and distance that they legitimately would go for it. But the end result was they made Notre Dame use a timeout when getting the ball with less than a minute to go in the half.
So here's the punt by Barta, which easily bounds into the end zone for the touchback.
Touchback.
So there's a look at one of the distinguished fans today. You can't miss him. He's rather large. His name is David Robinson. You remember him, of course, as the Navy All-American and then professional player. And of course, his son is on the Notre Dame team, Corey. And there he is during his playing days at Navy, the Admiral, as he was nicknamed by the late great Al McGuire. And we asked him if he were conflicted, and he said, nope, it's all about Corey right now. But of course, he makes many trips back to the Naval Academy, has the utmost respect for them. And so did Corey, who thought he would wind up going there when he was a youngster, and has been many times, and said many of his best friends actually go to Navy. First down play, Kaiser wings it to the outside, and a diving attempt by Fuller. He got it. Catch of 13, or gain of 13.
It's like the ground might have helped him out a little bit there.
So they review that.
This should be reviewed, and it is now.
It will be reviewed, and we think
Ruling on the field is a
nullified.
completed catch. Plays under review.
Talk about Corey Robinson, though. I mean, he's such a dynamic kid, diverse kid. So many areas. He's a musician. He does charity work. He's serious about his studies. Every aspect of his life. And then he goes out and plays a little football too. He was kind of a little miffed that when he was young, everybody expected him when he was in high school to be some basketball superstar, and he knew he wasn't. You know, he was a role player on the basketball court, and everybody kind of shook their heads like he's supposed to be. But he really turned it on in football during his high school years.
Clearly no catch as it hit the ground. And so Corey, you know, can you imagine the pressure of being a basketball player when your dad was David Robinson? So when he switched to football after being a bench warmer in basketball, the pressure was off, and he really enjoyed his role. And he thought he would always go to Navy, but then when Notre Dame offered, there was no second thought about it. He came to Notre Dame with the full endorsement of his dad. His dad's best advice: remember why you play.
There's that lure, man. When you decide, you know how important football is to you, that you want to play big-time football, Division I football. It's just kind of dang. For me, I had one Division I offer, and all of a sudden, it was like, yeah, it was crystal clear to me where I wanted to go.
Catherine.
After review, the ball hit the ground before being possessed by the receiver. Therefore, it's incomplete. It'll be second down at the 20-yard line. The game clock will start on the snap.
So, Catherine?
Well, guys, you were talking about David Robinson, and Corey said that his dad said that it was the hardest 40 years of his life, but he wouldn't have changed it for anything going to the Naval Academy. And Corey said he has so much respect for this team on the other side of the field today. Tom?
All right, Catherine. So Corey, who has started a charitable effort, One Shirt, One Body, collecting shirts around college campuses for the homeless. Nationwide. Here's a quick toss. Precise. And a block on the corner. Was able to turn it across the 30-yard line. First down, Notre Dame.
Great job by all the wide receivers on the perimeter blocking. You know, we see Will Fuller running routes, blowing by people down the field, but he works his tail off blocking. Look at him, mirror, shadow, keep the feet moving. All-out effort on every play.
So officially a complete pass to Precise. Nets a first down for Notre Dame in the final seconds of the first quarter. Handoff to Precise. Spins away from the tackler. And then they'll hang on to finally get him down. That's Barber that had a handful of Precise after he had spun away from the initial hit. And that's the end of the first quarter. 7-7 tie will return to Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local NBC station. You're watching Notre Dame football on NBC. Start the second quarter at Notre Dame Stadium. Many of the midshipmen making the trip in. On Founders Day, the Naval Academy founded 170 years ago today. As I look at one of the young ladies we ate lunch with the other day in Annapolis, Margot, who is the top-ranking midshipman. Here's Kaiser. Play action fake and toss downfield. Will Fuller on a beautiful strike by Kaiser. He put it where only his man could catch it for 16 yards.
Wow, he put this thing high and away over a defender. Fuller makes a great catch, keeping a toe in bounds. Torrey Hunter did a nice job of sitting down inside. I thought he was going to go there with the ball. Instead, he just makes a great throw. There was a little bobble there on the way down.
Ruling on the field is a completed catch. Play is under review.
So they'll review this one.
His toe was definitely in bounds as he caught it, but he did a little bobble on the way down. And does the toe come up before he really maintains possession?
I think by the time he caught it for the second time, he might have been out of bounds.
Yes, I think the second foot was down out of bounds as he gained possession of the ball. Little bobble, regained possession, right foot down out of bounds.
So they'll give it a good look.
That is a tremendous throw. I'm sorry.
It was.
Holy, on the move.
I mean, he showed me something on that one.
He's on the move, moving to his right, puts the ball up and over a defender. And Will Fuller did a great job of keeping a toe in bounds. Just that little double clutch might cost him. But as I said, even awareness in a pass route, Torrey Hunter he was covered at first and then slid to a window, and it's just having an awareness of zone and man, and that's what passing game is about. Passing game is everyone understanding coverage and knowing where to be. Now, coming out on the corner, Kaiser looks out there at his first read and thinks, hey, I can stick this ball in there. I'm going to put it in there.
And Fuller, of course, has become one of the chief threats in all of college football. He's going to change the game in a moment.
He's a blazer that can run by anyone. I don't care how much cushion you're giving him. He'll close that cushion, go by. He's become a very good route runner. And when he catches the wide receiver screens, he hits it full speed and has busted more little wide receiver screens for big yardage than anyone.
After review, the ruling on the field stands to be a completed catch for a first down.
All right, not enough evidence to overturn.
And so a gain of 19. 7 career games with over 100 receiving yards for Will Fuller, and just getting started. So 19 yards on that one, and first down, Notre Dame. Spot the ball on the 43 of Navy in a 7-7 game. Here's Carlisle running on late. Now in place, top of the screen. And in motion. Hand it to Amir Carlisle, gives it back to Hunter. Hunter winging it downfield over the head of Brown, the intended receiver.
Well, I was waiting for Navy to run their trick plays. Notre Dame comes out with the trick play, and really there was nothing here. You've got to hold on to this football, maybe make. If they had the reverse on, Torrey Hunter was around the corner and gone, but defended extremely well by Quincy Adams on the backside, staying home. Number 5.
So now 2nd and 10. Kaiser hands to Procise. Spinning his way. Stacked up short of the 40-yard line. And that'll draw a flag. That was unnecessary as they just bulldogged him to the ground, and the flags come flying.
Notre Dame's O-line.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 40, the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Kevin McCoy, you expect service academy teams to have a lot of discipline and not make many unnecessary penalties. That was a glaring example of the opposite.
Well, Notre Dame's offensive line got involved and started pushing the pile, so the play kept going. He's trying to rip at the ball there to pull the ball out. It turns with a throwdown well after the whistle.
First down from the 26. Kaiser, good protection. Pass though behind Carlisle, incomplete.
Navy just playing soft zone coverage, wants to keep things in front of them, not allow the big play and come up and hit the receiver. An inaccurate throw. He had an open receiver there.
2nd down and 10. And shows blitz. And they back out of it. Kaiser's going to adjust things. Toss it to Adams. Adams got another block on the corner and takes it for a first down. Lawrence Barber. That's a 17-yard run, but there is a flag down.
Ronnie Stanley was working hard downfield and probably played a little bit past the whistle there and may get a penalty on him.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness for a late hit, number 78 of the offense. 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10, Notre Dame.
You're right, it is on Ronnie Stanley.
Well, you work your tail off as an offensive lineman to get 20 yards downfield. You want to hit somebody. You worked so hard. You did a great job of staying on his guy all the way. Ball is down, out of bounds. Well after the play, Ronnie continued and threw his man to the ground.
The Navy wide receivers are known for their blocking, but Notre Dame's wide receivers are really doing a good job of that today. Flag flies. So a false start on the Notre Dame line.
Before the snap, false start, number 71 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Alex Bars, who got the start today at left guard. He said 71, I believe, didn't he?
Brian Kelly's going to lose it in a minute working backwards here. You had a great play. Should have been down inside the 15, 10-yard line.
And nothing on that run by Procise. Gonzalez and Powell wrapped him up immediately.
2 unforced errors. Ronnie Stanley going too long and too hard after the whistle for a dumb penalty, and then a procedure call, and you're backed up. Notre Dame could be inside the 10-yard line looking at a touchdown. Instead, they're sitting at 2nd and 19 out at the 38, and it was self-inflicted.
And then they stopped that run for a loss of 4. 2nd down and 19. Kaiser, good protection. Going for the end zone, and it is incomplete. Intended for Will Fuller. I don't know if he could have stayed in bounds anyway. But he was.
The cushion is amazing. Clements is way off. You wait long enough, Will Fuller will close the cushion and run by somebody, and that's what Kaiser did. He waited, but he ran him out of the end zone. But this offensive line should be controlling the game for Notre Dame, and they are not. Negative plays in the run game, Navy penetrating.
David Pearson was talking about how difficult this was to defend, and Kaiser is going to be sacked. Josiah Powell came around the corner and got Kaiser down to the turf, and that was a forgettable series for Notre Dame, but Pearson likes it for his defense. A loss of 3, the 2nd sack for Navy.
Coming off the edge, Procise is running a sneak route or a shallow route across the field. I don't know if he was responsible in a blocking situation. It ends up that McGlinchey's out there in space not blocking anyone, so it may have been on him, but Navy bringing it off the edge and making another big play defensively and getting off the field.
So Newsom will punt. Cass is deep for Navy. Newsom's punt. Oh, beautifully done. Downed around the 2-yard line. But Josiah Powell made a big defensive play for Navy, and they'll get the ball back. Notre Dame Navy games over the years, including that game there in Ireland in 2012. The 89th consecutive meeting between these two teams, the longest continuous intersectional rivalry in college football. It all began with a meeting in the 20s, but World War II cemented it. After Matthias Farley caught the ball to down it at the 3, triple option run as Reynolds keeps for a gain of 8 on 1st down, and Farley makes that tackle as well. So Farley was able to catch the punt on the fly to down it at the 3. Now he makes the saving tackle on Reynolds.
It's a big play offensively to get off your own goal line and out into space, and now you can work your entire offense.
Reynolds pitches. Beautiful defense that time as Sanders was hit by Shoemate. We said the safeties had to play well. Shoemate had that one from the start.
There's a quick fill by a safety. Here comes Shoemate off the slot, reads it quickly, and gets up in there. I thought initially Reynolds did a great job of drawing his defender to him and making the pitch, but Shoemate was so quick to get upfield and make the hit. Navy very fortunate the ball didn't end up on the ground.
Devin lost a yard, so it's 3rd down and 3 from the 10-yard line of Navy. Reynolds, pitch, fumbled. Chris Swain fumbled it, and Notre Dame recovers.
This is your fullback as a pitch back now. He's peeking the pursuit as he's going to catch the ball. He may have had the edge, may not. It would have been close to getting a 1st down here if he could get some speed to the corner. His eyes come up to see the defender, Jalen Smith, closing. The ball is on the ground.
So Smith able to fall on it, made the play, and then fell on the fumble. And it is a golden opportunity here for the Irish. From the 7-yard line, 1st and goal.
One thing Navy could not afford to do is turn the ball over and make mistakes.
Ruling on the field, the ball was recovered by Notre Dame. Plays under review.
As we mentioned, that there'd only been one fumble lost by Navy all season, and that's unheard of for the option offense.
You know, Keenan Reynolds made the correct read. It's tight. Notre Dame's flowing to the ball. Swain just takes his eyes off the ball, and it's on the ground. See if it is a clean recovery. Both players have two hands on the football while it's on the ground. I just feel like Jalen Smith has the better grip on it and is pulling it away at the end and comes away with the ball. So I don't see this being overturned. Especially the final shot.
Yeah, look, Smith just took it away from Swain eventually. And let's go back to Doug Rhodes. What do you see, Doug?
Well, it's a very rare occasion when you have joint possession, and from the one view we're looking at here, it looks like there is joint possession, which would mean that it would revert to the offense. But I don't know if they have another view of that, but clearly a fumble, and it is reviewable if that fumble recovery is in the immediate continuing action, which it was here.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It'll be 1st down for Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough evidence there to overturn it. But you could make the argument that the Navy player had both hands on the ball and his knees are down. He's on the ground, completely down. And if he had possession when Jalen Smith grabbed a hold of the ball.
All right, so two tight ends. Loatua and Houndshell in the formation. Deshaun Kaiser is in the pistol. Procise behind him. Procise made a nice cut to get the touchdown.
Just by formation, Notre Dame has Navy outflanked. There is no contain out to the left. Movement starts. Micah Thomas fights to get across and creates a big seam. CJ Procise just runs north and south. But by alignment, Navy was in trouble from the get-go.
Justin Yoon for the point after. So Navy converts the turnover into 7 points on a 7-yard run by CJ Procise. Another touchdown for Procise. That is his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. And Notre Dame goes on top 14-7 over Navy. So Notre Dame recovers the fumble deep in Navy territory and turn it into a Procise 7-yard run. Newsom tees it up to kick it off for the Irish. Romine and Gully are deep. And this one will be returned from the 2-yard line by Romine. He lowers his head and pounds across the 25-yard line. Time now for the Mercedes-Benz top performances. November 3rd, 2007, Navy traveled to South Bend as the Irish entered the game riding a 43-game winning streak against Navy. In the third overtime, Reggie Campbell caught a 25-yard TD pass and another pass for a successful 2-point conversion. The Irish would respond with their own touchdown, but failed on the 2-point conversion, giving Navy the 46-44 win, ending the longest all-time college football consecutive win streak by one team over another. And that's Mercedes-Benz top performances. And a first down run by Keenan Reynolds. 6 yards. Martini. Stop for the Irish.
The Irish had it defended, and just a little ball fake created some space for Reynolds, and he gets a positive gain. He does a great job of running this. You know, it's a shame from a Navy perspective that the ball ended up on the ground once and gave Notre Dame 7 points.
inside the 10-minute mark in the first half. 14-7 Irish. Unbalanced line from Navy. About to attempt the first pass. Tried to. And Reynolds able to throw it away. So he saved the sack. He was outside the tackle box and brought it back to the line of scrimmage. Trombetti putting the pressure on.
Jalen Smith coming late. He wasn't really involved in the rush, but he sees Keenan Reynolds start to scramble, reacts to it, and comes flying up.
So the first pass attempt by Navy today is not even close. Third down and 4. Triple option. Reynolds hit as he keeps the ball. Got to the 35-yard line. Looks to be about a yard short. Onwalu wrapped him up for the Irish.
James Onwalu staying home. Plays his responsibility. He got juked by the ball fake on the play before, 2 plays before. He's not going forward here. But by keeping the football and putting his nose down, Reynolds creates a short yardage situation that Navy would consider going for. However, it is Keenan Reynolds that is down.
And of course, Reynolds takes a pounding running this offense. Brian Kelly saying one of the things he admired most about him was how durable he was. And there's Tago Smith, the backup, taking a couple of snaps to warm up.
This was Keenan Reynolds' 37th start. He doesn't go away from contact. Here, everything's defended. He knows it's defended, so he wants to minimize a negative play and just put his shoulder down and get what he can, and goes into traffic. Now, Tago Smith is a guy that, because of the sheer numbers of players at Navy, they can run 2 systems at the same time and get him a lot of snaps in practice. So coach believes in him, that he's ready to play if that situation were to occur. He did have an ankle sprain early in the year, but he should be 100% full go.
So Barta is on to punt as Reynolds was able to walk off the field. Sanders is deep for Notre Dame. Barta's punt sails downfield. Fair catch called by Notre Dame, and it's made at about the 15-yard line. That's a 50-yard punt with no return as Sanders made the fair catch. Notre Dame takes over as they work on Keenan Reynolds. Keenan Reynolds trotting off to the locker room as we were away. What a loss that would be, already 95 yards rushing today. Remember now, Navy's in a conference for the first time, the American Athletic Conference, so they're going to play for that. And of course, they already have a win over Air Force with a leg up on the Commander-in-Chief trophy, which they win perennially. Procise.
It was encouraging to see Keenan Reynolds jogging to the locker room to go get checked, though.
C.J. Procise rips off 8 on first down. Now we got second and short. Hounshell is in at tight end again. Kaiser fakes the handoff. Back to pass and downfield for Brown, who made the catch. Chris Brown makes the reception in traffic for a Notre Dame first down. 29 yards.
Just a beautiful catch running up the sideline. And when you have a linebacker on you, put it up to your wide receiver and let him make a play. If it's a linebacker with his back turned, he is not covered. Great throw. Excellent job of going up and getting the ball at a high point.
From the Navy 47, first down Irish. Kaiser over the head of Brown, that time and incomplete. Flag down. And maybe it was a late hit on Kaiser, who went down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 77 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Bernie Serra. And again, Navy cannot afford these penalties.
Well, that's borderline. That's kind of soft. The ball was gone. It's all a determination of how many steps he took and how long the ball was gone. Just, you know the ball is out of there. Just leave the quarterback alone.
So spotted at the 32 now. And a Notre Dame first down.
Notre Dame's really liking this two tight end formation today.
Procise biding his time until he got a block and then cuts it upfield. There's a flag down as Procise scores the touchdown.
What a job by Procise, though. Dipping. Oh.
Holding, number 10 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Alize Jones, guilty of the hold, nullifying the touchdown run of 32 yards.
And this hold happens in this position, out to the right. Jones is on the edge. Watch the dip inside. Right there, makes number 2, Barbers, dip in with him and bounces outside and gets the perimeter. So all of a sudden, the leverage changes for Jones, where he's walling his guy off, thinking the run's going to be inside. All of a sudden, the ball's outside. Your guy starts to separate, and you grab.
Now 1st and 20 from the 42-yard line. Josh Adams upended, ball loose. Picked up by Navy. Brandon Clements.
Great job by Clements avoiding a block, making a tackle in traffic. The ground cannot cause the fumble. Unless it would be an open hand to the ground. Does the elbow touch? Yes, it does. The elbow will touch there. That ball should come back. But McGlinchey came out towards Clements, a corner.
Ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by Navy. Plays under review.
So while they review the play, we'll take a break. 14-7 Notre Dame. .7:55 to go, second quarter, 14-7 Notre Dame. Previous play is still under review.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that the elbow hits the ground, which causes the ball to come out. And as a buddy of mine used to say back with the Patriots in the late 80s, Elgin Davis, fumble can't cause no ground, because the ball comes out because of the ground, the elbow hitting the ground. The second that elbow touches the ground, he is down.
So still waiting to see if the fumble recovery stands. That was the call on the field, a Navy fumble recovery.
This game has come to a halt with reviews and penalties and a little sloppiness. In the first quarter, great execution of the offense by Navy, running the ball right down the field, and Notre Dame responding. All of a sudden, Navy got sloppy and handed a touchdown to Notre Dame. Notre Dame's trying to return the favor, but it probably won't count.
Well, it's taking them a long time, and they didn't move the chains as they did earlier, and they had to respot it.
After review, the runner's right elbow hit the ground before the ball became loose. Therefore, it'll be Notre Dame's ball, 2nd and 8, the 40-yard line. Game clock will start on my signal.
So the Adams fumble is nullified. No fumble, and Notre Dame retains possession.
Boy, more than the fumble, how about his head hitting the ground and his neck bending back? And these kids just jump back up like it's nothing.
Brandon Clements, the man that upended him on that play.
And Clements made a great play on that, avoiding McGlinchey coming out in open space and being an athlete in space, avoiding the block and making a tackle. Because if he misses that tackle, Adams was off and running.
Actually, I said they hadn't moved the chains, and they had. That they are reconfiguring them now. Should be 2nd down and 18 from the 40-yard line.
Well, also, when you're talking about a big man coming out in space and going after a little guy like a corner.
Correction, it'll be 2nd and 18. The game clock will start on my ready.
But you come out in space as a big man, you need your back to help set up that block and just use it by body position. And Adams kind of put his head down and went in one direction.
I think we're all straight now. I wouldn't put money on it, but I think we're all straight.
Let's run a play, will ya?
Blitz comes from Navy. And a handoff to Procise. Shaking tacklers along the way and inside the 30-yard line. That is a 10-yard jaunt for C.J. Procise, and as the Navy coaches observed, hard to believe that he is just learning the ropes as a runner, the former wide receiver.
Well, that was Powell coming off the edge unblocked and basically ran down Procise from behind and had two arms wrapped around him, and he's such a strong runner. He's a little bit upright at times, but he'll pull through arm tackles, pull through everything, and if he gets a little window, he's gone. That is Nick Martin.
Nick Martin, the captain and center, walking slowly to the sidelines. Sam Mustipher will replace him. Number 53. On third down at 8. Kaiser, high snap. He has it. Protection now breaking down, so Kaiser's going to run with it and then toss it, and it's caught. Fuller, touchdown.
Just a nice job of bobbing and weaving throughout the pocket. Great footwork movement, keeping a play alive. And when Will Fuller has an opportunity to get in the end zone, he's going to make the most. If he's just coming across, drifting, finds himself in open space. But this move right here, cutting back to get into the end zone, finishing it off.
And Yoon's extra point is through. So on a 3rd and 8, scramble by Kaiser, and he finds Will Fuller for a 30-yard touchdown as Notre Dame adds to its lead. Here's the toss, and Fuller with a nice move gets to the end zone. It's 21-7 Notre Dame.
Well, in the first drive, Navy went right down the field and made it look easy, and since then Notre Dame been shutting them down.
Newsom to kick off for the Irish, who up their lead to 14. Romine, deep in the end zone, will down it. So Tago Smith now set to come onto the field to run the triple option for Navy. He's 5'10", 201 pounds, a junior from Fayetteville, Georgia. He's played in 2 games already this season. He's carried the ball 7 times for 75 yards, has not scored a touchdown. And with Keenan Reynolds injured and gone to the locker room, Smith will direct the attack.
As we talked about a little bit earlier, he gets a lot of snaps in practice, so he's had his reps, and the coaches do have a lot of confidence in him.
Smith on first down gives the ball to Swain. A few tough yards, and Catherine Tappan tells us that Keenan Reynolds is still in the Navy locker room. He's not made his reappearance yet. When we have a report, Catherine will tell us what his injury might be. So 3 yards on first down. Second down, triple option again. Smith keeps and is wrapped up at the 30-yard line. Greer Martini had him in his clutches early. No chance to pitch. And it'll be 3rd and long.
Watch Greer Martini out here, stays with his responsibility. I believe this ball could have been pitched, actually. They had some numbers on the edge.
Just had his arms wrapped up and he had no chance to pitch.
Greer Martini with a quick reaction and takes his responsibility.
So now 3rd down and 4 for the substitute quarterback. Reverse pivot, and he makes the run and has the first down. Here's Smith. He's into Irish territory. Crosses midfield short of the 45. That's a 22-yard gain on 3rd down, and a big play by Tago Smith.
So this time we get a pulling guard, and it's counter option. Spin, come back the other way, so he gets a block and cuts up inside the block. Excellent job by the number 2 quarterback.
So on first down, Ezel is in at fullback for Swain. And Ezel gets the call and gains 2.
They really do expect big things out of Tago Smith next year.
Another injured Irish player.
They say that the coaches were talking this week at practice that he could be a starting quarterback in this offense, no problem, but they still have Keenan Reynolds. So he is the guy for next year.
He is a junior. And Jerry Tillery is the injured Notre Dame player. We're back at Notre Dame, where the injured Irish player Jerry Tillery, number 99, being tended to on the Notre Dame bench. The talented freshman from Shreveport. Navy now with a second down play, 2nd and 8. Looking to the sideline for the call is backup quarterback Tago Smith. Triple option fullback. Ezel breaks free for the touchdown.
Big man just rumbled right up through an open gap. Everything got washed down to the left, and he is through. Watch right along this angle. Boom. North and south. When the give to the fullback breaks, it's over because the safeties are filling hard to the outside, worried about quarterback or pitch. We expected to see the fullback carrying the ball a little bit more early on in this game.
Grebe will attempt the point after, and it is good. So a shocking development there. A 45-yard touchdown run off the triple option by an unexpected player, and that would be the fullback. Well, this game so far is full of lots of twists and turns and surprises for sure. And that time on the triple option, they get the fullback to ramble all the way into the end zone. And we said earlier that we knew that Navy wouldn't quit. And there's a pretty good example right there with their quarterback injured, facing Notre Dame's offense clicking.
You've had some negative plays, a turnover deep in your own territory, down 21-7. Your quarterback goes down, and then Smith comes in, makes one big run, regains the confidence of the team. Boom, they gash the fullback up the middle, and it's a ball game again. They will not go away. They were down 28-7 last year, did not go away, wound up scoring 39 points. Right. They will not go away this year.
So we knew that about Navy, that's one of the traditions of the academy. In fact, if you go into the chapel and all around the campus, don't give up the ship is the motto of the entire Naval Academy. Sanders is deep to receive the Grebe kickoff. Here's Sanders. Hit again. And taken down shy of the 20-yard line, and Navy now got a little bounce in their step after that touchdown. Let's go to Catherine.
Well, guys, Keenan Reynolds was being worked on in the locker room for Navy, and he has now gone to the Goog to get x-rays. No confirmation on what part of the body it is. We believe it's his left knee for Keenan Reynolds, so he is out of the stadium right now getting x-rays on that, what we believe is the left knee. Guys?
All right, Catherine, thank you very much. In the meantime, the backup Tago Smith just directed him in the triple option to Ezel for the touchdown. Here's Kaiser's pass to Robinson, and Corey Robinson just out of bounds as he picks up a first down. Got another nice block on the corner, 11-yard gain.
Notre Dame has had a lot of success getting the ball out on the perimeter on these wide receiver screens or backs to the wide side, blocking by wide receivers, getting it in space.
Kaiser looking to the sideline. And that one didn't look pretty from the start. False start, Notre Dame.
Snap infraction. Number 72 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That was Nick Martin, who was shaken up earlier, but is back in the game.
Well, even the wide receivers were unsure who should be on the line of scrimmage and who should be off, and the offensive line was talking, and Kaiser was trying to get things straight. A lot of just sloppy play so far today.
Yep, both sides. from the 27, first down 15. Kaiser faked, kept. Now bounces outside, still going. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, gain of 5. Brandon Clements wraps him up there.
Kaiser's an effective runner. He's not an explosive runner. And by running the quarterback, you make a defense respect it and have to defend it and get their safeties involved or the extra man in the box. And that's pretty much the reasoning, I would think, behind running your quarterback in these situations.
Malik Zaire watching the injured starter for the Irish to begin the season. Replaced now by Deshaun Kaiser. Hands to Carlisle. And Amir Carlisle stopped by Bernie Sarah. Gain of 3. And bringing up a third down for the Irish.
You know, Malik Zaire's out for the year. He's got a boot on his foot or a cast on his foot. He's on the sideline of practices. He's still throwing the football. He's still trying to do drills. He's trying to keep his head in it and help the other players. He's just chomping at the bit to get back out to the field.
Empty backfield on third down. Low snap. Kaiser has it. Whips it out and it's intercepted. Clements, what a game he's having. Brandon Clements of Navy, the junior from Miami, picks off Deshaun Kaiser, and that will be his 4th interception of the season.
Clements read this all the way. He's out there on Will Fuller, a guy that can blow by you, and he sat there flat-footed, eyeing the quarterback and broke on the ball. Great break on the ball. You as a quarterback have to assume he's going to give Will Fuller space, and you can throw the out in front of him. Kaiser set his feet calmly and delivered the ball, and Clements just broke on it.
Now, Navy has 2:44. See if they can get into the end zone again. Swain is back at fullback. Here's the triple option, and Smith tackled for a loss by Sheldon Day, who already has more tackles today against the triple option than he had against the triple option run by Georgia Tech.
In the interior, when he's moving down to the inside, he is impossible to block. He has a quick down step. I'm talking with Jonathan Vilma earlier today, part of our studio crew, and Jonathan really pointed that out, that when he makes an inside move, it's all over. You can't block him.
Loss of 3, and the pass complete. Complete to Thomas Wilson, but well short of the first down. The first pass completion on the 2nd attempt of the day for Navy.
It's kind of big for Navy to get a completion there. Get yourself a 3rd and medium.
So 3rd and 7. Looking to the sideline for the play call. Play clock still has plenty of time. Third and 7. Keep. And only to the 35, short of the first down, just inside the 35-yard line was Tago Smith, as he kept it, running the triple option.
But this is an area of the field where they will go for it on 4th down, lining up quickly.
Very quickly to the line and ready to go for it on 4th down. Weren't able to draw him offside, so now the play call. 4th and 3. Fullback. Swain for the first down to the 25-yard line of Notre Dame. And that's a gain of 9. Now remember, Navy had to use a couple of timeouts early on to avoid delay of game, so they have only 1 remaining.
Just a called play all the way. They're blocking dive here in short yardage with the big fullback and picking up a big first down on the 4th and 3.
First down. Pass. Schmidt stumbled and then will be tackled as he tries to scramble. As he was backpedaling, he slipped and tried to recover. He couldn't spot a receiver, so he had to run with it, and Navy will use its final timeout.
But look, he does slip here off of his drop, but looking downfield, I think there was an incorrect route run. 2 receivers were basically running the same route, but the key for him is to gain positive yards and not have a negative play out of it. Navy in a position, 29 seconds left, plenty of time to make some plays here and get this thing in the end zone. They are an option team, though, with no timeouts left.
And coming up, the Discover Card halftime report. Jimmy Roberts in the studio with all the scores and highlights. Liam McHugh, Heinz Ward, Jonathan Vilma all down on the field to break down the first half. Also a report from our NASCAR team in Charlotte for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Bank of America 500. All coming up on the Discover Card halftime report. It's tough for Navy, though, with being an option team, an almost strictly running team with only this short amount of time left and no timeouts.
Would it be time to pull one of your trick plays?
Might be. 29 seconds. This is Ezel. Is he in? Waiting for the signal. Yes, touchdown, Navy.
Let's trick them. Let's run a dive with no timeouts and 29 seconds left in the half. The same dive play, actually off this one, it will be a read, like the triple option, and a give. Unbelievable. Big back just rumbling up through the middle.
This is a shocking development.
But it's Navy. It shouldn't shock you. They do it every year.
And Greavy's extra point knots the score at 21 with just 24 seconds left in the first half.
You know, you want to say it should shock you, and then you go, well, you know what? It happens all the time with Navy. Just a straight dive give, making the read to the left side, pulls the ball right up through the gut. Just give it to the big man. They came upfield, I'll give it to you.
Quentin Ezel's second touchdown. He's 6'1", 253 pounds, the senior from Walkersville, Georgia.
And James Onwalu was closing down, and instead of going for the back, went to the quarterback. And it's a north-south cut.
So after the interception, Navy gets the touchdown. Earlier, Notre Dame turned a turnover into a touchdown, and now Navy returns the favor, and that drive kept alive by a successful fourth down conversion on 4th and 3.
Fourth and 3, clock running down, you give to the fullback. You know, it's then no timeouts, 29 seconds left, you give to the fullback. They do what they do. Just, we're going to run the option, and that's the way it is.
Greavy tees it up and kicks it off, and Sanders will field it at about the 4. DJ Sanders looking for a seam, can't find one. Slammed down at the 25-yard line. 18 seconds left. With their backup quarterback at the controls, Tago Smith, Navy has tied it at 21.
I think a big factor is that they have so many bodies to practice with that first team and second team can get equal reps. They run them all day long, and so the backups are prepared to get in. You know, whether you're talking about their running backs or receivers or quarterbacks, everyone that steps up has experience in practice. I would assume Notre Dame would run something safe here.
And it is safe. Precise. Caught by the shoe tops after picking up 12 and a first down. Notre Dame with a timeout.
Well, Navy finally got back to the fullback dive that I was kind of expecting early on. But Onwalu comes from the side, and he's getting picked on a little bit, gets closed down, and boom, through the gap. Now they come back the second time. Onwalu is going to crash at the quarterback here, and the dive back goes right up through, right past him. Now, whether that was his responsibility or not, I'm not 100% sure. But the bottom line is the quarterback is reading the unblocked defender. You make the decision off of him, and like I said, it amazes me that you're running in tight quarters and you got the ball in someone's belly, you're pulling it out and all that, but just great play calling and great reading at the quarterback position.
With Keenan Reynolds out of the game and Tago Smith at the controls, Navy has scored 2 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes of the half to tie it at 21. Kaiser all day to throw and has a wide open man. It's Hunter. And Torrey Hunter.
Now that is range to try a 53-yard field goal.
28 yards. They just left him wide open. Kaiser found him, and the ball is at the 35-yard line.
Make that a 52-yarder.
So Justin Yoon, who has hit 5 of 7 field goals, his longest is 46. And officially a 52-yarder from Justin Yoon, the freshman. 4 seconds left in the half. Yoon's kick on its way, and it is good. A career-long field goal by freshman Justin Yoon to give Notre Dame the lead at the half. Kaiser did a good job of putting down the kind of high snap too, and Kaiser of course hit Hunter for 28 yards to set it up.
Just an exceptional job of completing that pass to get in the field goal range. Great patience. He knew he had 12 seconds. Let it go down. Waited for the open receiver. Got him in field goal range, and Yoon came through with the 52-yarder.
Let's go to Catherine.
Coach, down 3 at the half on the road against Notre Dame. What have you liked so far about your team?
We're not playing very well. We're not playing very well. We're having uncharacteristic penalties. We've turned the ball over. We've had some missed assignments. I'm surprised we're still in this game.
Keenan Reynolds goes out with an injury. How does the offense change, if at all, with Tago Smith?
Well, with Tago, we're going to run the whole plays. He played last year for us. He's a good quarterback. But hopefully we'll get Keenan back in the second half.
Any update on Keenan?
I think he'll be back in the second half.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, halftime here at Notre Dame. The Irish up 24-21. Stay tuned for the Discover Card halftime report. The Notre Dame Band on NBCSports.com. Now to Jimmy Roberts in our NBC studio. Back at Notre Dame, ready to start the third quarter. 24-21. Notre Dame leads Navy. And Keenan Reynolds patrolling the sideline now onto the bike. And we will see if he returns after being shaken up in the first half. Navy will get the ball first. They won the toss, elected to defer, so they get the ball to start the second half. Tyler Newsome has it teed up for Notre Dame, ready to kick it off. And Newsome kicks it to Romine, and Romine will bring it out. Hesitated for a moment to find the seam, fumbled the football, and Notre Dame appeared to recover. They'll have to unstack them, but it looked like the Irish had fallen on it. But you never know down at the bottom of that pile. And they still can't get them unstacked.
The ball may have changed hands 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, right.
Now. And this was what amazes me, that you're not allowed anymore to pull players off a pile. That's a penalty. But I would say that anyone that jumps on the pile after the whistle should be a penalty to avoid these scrums after the fact.
Elijah Shoemate caused the fumble, and Devin Butler recovered it for Notre Dame. Here's Butler, number 12, cradling the football and able to hold on to it.
Just a big break for Notre Dame. Opening kickoff of the second half. They get the field goal just before the half, which Navy basically gave them, and now in a position to take a 2-score lead.
Coach Niamato saying how poorly he thought his team was playing. Uncharacteristic mistakes.
And they do have to play flawless football today in order to win.
So first down for Notre Dame. Ball's on the 26 of Navy. Kaiser fakes the handoff. Plenty of time. And then finds Carlisle short of the 20-yard line. Micah Thomas makes the hit for Navy, bringing up a second down for the Irish.
Notre Dame wanted to stick that in the end zone right away. Came with a hard play action and guys up the field. He wanted to go for the end zone. Great patience by Kaiser, just dumping the ball off.
Procise. Shook a tackler. Touchdown.
tackle to the left. Zone blocking, which means man on man. Great job by Alex Burrs at left guard with a one-on-one block. CJ Procise stepping out of a tackle going to the end zone. That is a quick 7 on the board that Navy did not need to hand Notre Dame.
So Justin Yoon, who earlier hit the third longest field goal in Notre Dame history, packs on the extra point here. So special teams come through for the Irish, and this is their second touchdown off Navy turnovers. This was the fumble on the Romine kickoff return. Procise turns it into a touchdown for Notre Dame. The Heisman Trophy won by Johnny Lujack, 1947 quarterback and defensive back for the Irish. And he's here today, 90 years old, was part of the coin toss before the game. He was actually part of the 43 national championship team under Frank Leahy. Then he served almost 3 years in the Navy during World War II. Discharged in 1946, came back to Notre Dame and led the Irish to the national title in 46 and 47. Didn't lose a game in either season. Here's Romine, who just fumbled a moment ago, and he breaks free down the sideline. Romine trying to make up for that miscue. Bumped out of bounds by Kavari Russell.
Little redemption. Redeems himself and says, heck with it. I'm going all the way this time and taking it to distance. Usually you get tentative after a fumble. He just accelerates through the gap and almost breaks it all the way. I was a little worried on the last one when he fumbled that he saw a small window, went for it, tried to accelerate through it, and that's why he fumbled. This time he holds on the ball, hits the gap, and makes a big return.
And after the 58-yard return, Keenan Reynolds returns at quarterback for Navy. Shaken up in the first half. Chicago Smith, his replacement, got them to 2 touchdowns. But here is Reynolds back again on the field, and that's a gain of 6.
Well, right away he's testing the knee. Pulls the ball. He's not going to shy away from contact or shy away from his responsibility. He decides to pull the ball and gains a nice 6 yards.
Second down, triple option pitch. The pitch to Brown. And he'll pick up a Navy first down as he goes inside the 25-yard line. 9-yard gain on that second down play.
Well, systematic. We saw the big dive plays just before the end of the half. We see Keenan Reynolds pull it, run it himself for off tackle for about 6. And now it goes all the way to the third option, the pitch to the outside corner.
Niumatalolo and the Midshipmen down 10, but driving. First down. Reynolds. Nicely done by Greer Martini. He's having a nice game for the Irish as we go to Catherine.
Well, Tom, I had a chance to speak with Notre Dame head coach Brian Kelly coming out of the tunnel at the half, and he talked about how outstanding the play of Navy's fullbacks have been in this game, and he said we've got to find a way to get to them and to continue to be strong in this game. And he said move Jared Grace in for James Onualu, maybe have a bigger body in there. He talked about Deshaun Kaiser having a solid first half aside from that one mistake, and said he's got to push the ball up to Will Fuller more. Tom?
All right, Catherine, as the first option on the triple option is Swain, and he gets nothing before he's knocked down by the Irish defense, led by Rochelle and Martini.
Greer Martini closing it down. This time they take the dive away, and that's the beginning of the you have to take that away first. That is the first that cannot happen to you as a defense, that the dive back breaks to the secondary. So Brian Kelly said to Catherine down there after the half, that's our first priority.
From the 22, here's a pass. Reynolds chased and sacked. Romeo Okwara with his second sack of the season.
Boy, they go play action here. Gully swings out to the right. Watch the back in motion swing out to the right. Totally uncovered. If the ball goes that way, it may be 6 points, but the play originally, I assume, was designed as a throwback to the left. So Reynolds' eyes immediately go left.
And then the protection breaks down, so a 44-yard field goal attempt by Grebe. And Grebe missed it. So Austin Grebe missing the field goal attempt. And the score remains Notre Dame 31, Navy 21. 1.5 to 8.5. The Internationals haven't won since 1998. So the U.S. trying to continue their mastery. That's the President's Cup tonight at 9:30 Eastern on Golf Channel and tomorrow at noon on NBC. First down, a play action fake by Kaiser. And he finds in the center of the defense an open receiver for 23 yards, and it is Will Fuller.
It's only a 2-receiver route downfield, but the hard play action just gives Kaiser all kinds of time to stand there and wait for Will Fuller to work his way across the field and find that open window.
From midfield. Fake to Procise, flip it to Brown. Chris Brown down the sideline. Close to another first down. Hog-tied out of bounds by Quincy Adams.
That's a little bit of Notre Dame's version of the option. Stick the ball in the belly of the running back, but keep your eyes to the outside and throw the pass when they leave to come play the run.
Came up a yard short of the first. Procise slammed hard, but picked up the first down. That was DJ Palmore that put him to the ground.
Really has that feel that Notre Dame is ready to take control of this game, and by putting the ball in the end zone here could really separate themselves.
You see Kelly saying hurry up, so they're in the up tempo. Procise draws a crowd.
I'm a little surprised. I thought honestly that Notre Dame would be able to run the ball north and south straight. Everything is to the perimeter, everything is outside. They've come out with 2 tight ends a lot at different formations, which you would assume is power football, but it still seems like it's finesse.
Josh Adams replaces Procise in the backfield. Kaiser hands to Adams. Grabbed around the ankles as he cuts up. So little or no gain on the play. Josiah Powell had him.
Boy, Powell beat the block of Corey Robinson and comes in and makes his play. If he does not get across the face of this block, there is a lot of running room up in that off tackle area. Corey Robinson got beat across his face. Great play by Powell.
3rd down and 10. Kaiser, great protection. Whips it downfield, and a diving catch made on the play by Corey Robinson. And that will be the Irish first down. 16-yard gain on 3rd down and long.
Kaiser had his choice there. It was take your pick downfield, people running wide. It's the play action fake, and the offensive line right now in pass protection is amazing. He can just stand there and look around the field, survey, wait. He had Torrey Hunter open. He had Corey Robinson open.
From the 21 of Navy, Fuller. How about the 16-yard line where Brandon Clemens stops him? 5-yard gain.
Feel the rhythm of the offense. It's why Brian Kelly likes to go no huddle when things are going good. Keep the pressure on a defense.
Kaiser with a hand to Procise. Down to the 11. DJ Palmore, another tackle for the Navy midshipmen.
Also, Clemens coming up from the corner, throws a shoulder in there too. Little guys, and there are a lot of undersized guys on this Navy defense, and they don't care. They just throw their bodies around.
Kaiser looks like he has enough. Well, you could appreciate those undersized midshipmen, couldn't you, when you spoke to them at practice earlier in the week? You made a trip to Annapolis to visit the Naval Academy.
Absolutely. Coach asked me to speak to the team, and I was honored to have the opportunity. And I spoke to him about being the little guy with a chip on your shoulder and how much I would love to put the pads on and join them in the fight. But it's just, they don't quit.
Procise bounced off the first tackler, kept it going, spun around. Touchdown.
And the big guys don't quit either. Procise breaking about 5 or 6 tackles and reaching for the goal line.
That was amazing. 11-yard touchdown run, and he bounced off about half a dozen midshipmen, it seemed.
Not a lot there. Just Thomas was unblocked in the gap. He just rolls off of people and actually is on a body and reaches for the goal line, so he's never down. Couple of missed blocks, run through or tackles, a run through an arm tackle, and a roll over a body, and he's in the end zone.
12 carries, 75 yards, and 3 touchdowns for CJ today, as Justin Yoon will attempt the point after. And Yoon connects on the point after touchdown. Notre Dame ups its lead now to 38-21 in the third quarter. Notre Dame's biggest lead on the board right now at 38-21 as you see the two opposing quarterbacks. And let's take a look at our quarterback comparison, brought to you by the Lincoln Motor Company.
Just a solid day for Kaiser all around. Plenty of pass protection going downfield with the ball. And 0 for 1, how do you get a rhythm?
Yeah, right.
How do you get a rhythm throwing? But that's not his game. That is run the option, move the ball down the field on the ground.
Short Newsom kickoff, fielded by Gully. Notre Dame's coverage is still good, thrown back after he reached the 30-yard line.
Coach Niumatalolo told me we need to shoot 75% from the three-point line. We have to be perfect, and Notre Dame has to miss some layups. Well, they're not playing perfect. Bad penalty there. Bad penalty there. 2 unforced errors, and then a pitch falling on the ground that shouldn't have. Uncharacteristic mistakes of putting the ball on the ground, turning it over, and bad penalties. And then just for the heck of it, you missed the field goal too. There's 3 points that could have been on the board. So they had to play perfect football. Hope Notre Dame made those kind of mistakes. Navy, uncharacteristic mistakes.
And Notre Dame has been opportunistic and taking advantage of the Navy miscues. From the 30-yard line, first down pass. Reynolds chased from the pocket, and will have to throw it away. As it might have been, is he going to rule it a catch? They're conferring. Yes, they're going to rule it a catch. That's Tillman, their best receiver, a gain of 20 yards.
That is an absolutely amazing throw on a dead run over Kavari Russell's head.
But no catch, I don't think. Looked like he was out of bounds.
The foot appears to be coming up off the ground, but they're running the play quickly. Didn't get it run.
The ruling on the field is a completed catch. Previous plays under review.
Tillman's left foot is on the ground as he's reaching for the ball. This is an amazing throw. Just great touch, put it up and over, gave his receiver a chance. But the left foot comes up off the ground, and it's the right foot that touches first, out of bounds.
Looks pretty obvious. We'll see how long it takes them on this one.
Definitely out of bounds. The only thing you can do as a receiver is just let your legs go limp as you catch it, and hopefully you drag your feet. It was a full stride. He was on a dead run to run the ball down. The first step is definitely out of bounds. But Reynolds showed a little mobility, moving on, on the move after getting a little banged up. Still looks agile. Threw the ball on the run.
Well, huddling around Coach Niumatalolo, as we said, we had a great experience visiting the U.S. Naval Academy. And Coach Niumatalolo has a unique perspective on coaching. You know how coaches like to say how many hours they spend. He has it all pretty well in perspective. They start early in the day, but if you are an assistant coach, you want to go home for dinner with your family, do so, because You don't want your family to grow up and you not be there. And Sundays are always off.
After review, the receiver did not get a foot down in bounds with possession of the ball. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line. Game clock will start on my signal.
The summers are mostly off if you're on the staff of Coach Niumatalolo, and so he has everything in proper perspective. I think it's all about family and spending time with your family, and yet he produces. I mean, the winningest coach in Navy history, and he has pretty much figured it out.
Very refreshing to see that approach.
Tillman makes a move after receiving the pass from Reynolds.
I've played for coaches that set up a cot in their office, sleep overnight, stay long hours. It was very refreshing to hear him talk that way and keep things in perspective.
3rd down play. Play clock still has plenty of time. Keep by Reynolds. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short. Wrapped up by Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith actually made a heck of a play. Reynolds gave that ball fake and tried to get up in there, but he got close enough that they will go for it here on 4th down.
Right up to the line of scrimmage and ready to go. 4th down. Reynolds backs away, looks to the sideline after they see the way Notre Dame lined up. And it is the triple option, and it is a 1st down as the Swain train gets rolling. A gain of 9 and a 1st down. And
back to the fullback again in a crucial situation, going more towards off tackle than over the guard. Slides to the outside, just one player further, and this is a call. This is not a read. This is a double team and drive people off the ball.
Fake the toss. Reynolds keeps, and Rochelle wraps him up and slams him to the turf for a loss on the play of 3 yards.
Even if they got to the edge, they didn't have a play, but Rochelle at the top of the screen slides off and gets to the quarterback right away. Keenan Reynolds usually would have to pitch this, but the pitch was covered, so he just held on to the football and took the loss.
And Reynolds took a shot too after he handed the ball off to Izell. And he bounces right back up. Of course, that's what the Notre Dame players said to us, that you knock them down as hard as you can and they bounce right back up.
Sheldon Day sticking his nose in there and getting a good look along with Joe Schmidt. And Notre Dame has decided we're going to try to stop this dive and make it do something different.
You know, there's lots of ways to measure respect, but here's a 21st century way. Matthias Farley, who may be the champion trash talker on the Notre Dame team, told us they don't talk trash when they pay Navy. Too much respect. There's a completed pass. Tillman can't break free from Kavari Russell. He'll be just short of the 1st down.
Great effort by Tillman, out one-on-one against a very good corner in Kavari Russell, who maybe isn't playing at the level he did 2 years ago, but is a very physical, hard-working corner.
Here's another 4th down, 4th and 1. Hand off to the fullback, and the fullback, Swain, picks up the 1st down.
Every 4th down play, it ends up in the fullback's hand here. This time it was a read. The time before it was a called play. But the Navy offense will line up, give a dummy cage, look to the sideline, get the proper audible, and get into a good play for the 4th and 1.
Keep by Reynolds. Upended to the 30-yard line. 1st down, Navy. Kavari Russell again on the tackle, 11-yard gain.
Yeah, this time there's no tailback, so it's only a double option where Reynolds keeps it himself with no pitch back and just follows around the edge. You put the ball in the belly of the fullback, you're diving it up through there, they close down on him, boom, I'm keeping the ball, off tackle we go.
Under 2.5 to play in the third quarter. Navy methodically driving down the field. Fullback, Swain. Short gain this time. Sheldon Day with another tackle. His tackle count is mounting. He's had a good game up front for the Irish.
You just can't block him on the interior. You know, when he steps down and goes inside, makes that inside move.
Again, it's the fullback. Swain stopped by Joe Schmidt. They'll bring up a third down.
But Navy knows they're in 4-down territory here. They're not afraid to stay with what they do. Get 2 or 3 yards, 3 or 4 yards of play. They will go for it on 4th down.
Jerry Tillery back in. It was injured earlier for Notre Dame. Zell, the fullback, stopped short of the first down by the center of the Notre Dame defensive line. Here we go to 4th down again. They've already converted 2 on this drive.
Not quite close enough, I guess, and with a 17-point lead, they will need a field goal at some point, so why not now?
So Grebe will attempt it from 40 yards. Grebe puts it up, and this time it's through. So a 40-yard field goal by Austin Grebe gives Navy 3. It's 38-24. Coverage beginning at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on NBC.
Well, that was a methodical drive by Navy on offense. They only were averaging 3.6 yards per play, 13 plays. As long as you don't have negative plays or put the ball on the ground or get a penalty, you're going to keep moving the chains. Now, it was nothing flashy, but they grinded out, had to go for it on 4th down occasionally. Only came away with 3 points, but it keeps them in the ball game.
Closing seconds of the third quarter. And Grebe will kick it off for Navy. Grebe set to kick it off. C.J. Sanders deep for Notre Dame. And Sanders fields it at the goal line. And hit as he crosses the 20-yard line with 12 seconds left in the third quarter. Back to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment. Late afternoon on the University of Notre Dame campus, the Golden Dome of the Administration Building, the steeple of the Basilica of the Sacred Heart here on the campus, adjacent to the stadium, as C.J. Procise rips off another big run. Procise gain of 19 on that one before Barber tackles him, and he has had another outstanding game as the third quarter comes to a close. That's the end of 3. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local station. Ready to start the fourth quarter. There's the score by quarters as the traditional Peter Ilya Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture played by the band and the student section joining in. Notre Dame's ball as they hand to C.J. Procise, who is approaching 100 yards rushing. That's his 14th carry of the game. He scored 3 touchdowns and now has gained 101 yards on the afternoon.
It's turning into power football for Notre Dame right now, and CJ just came out kind of holding his left shoulder there, and Josh Adams replaces him.
Second down and 3. And Josh Adams fighting for yardage. Picks up the first down.
I was just getting ready to say that it's C.J. Prozice's time of the game. The offensive line starting to get physical. He gets a little nicked up, comes off, but Josh Adams lays it up in there nice and tough. A nice physical run for him behind that offensive line.
First down play, another run to Adams. Trying to get to the outside and cannot. Caught by a shoe top at the line of scrimmage.
Try to stretch that one out. Barrs got beat at left guard there.
There's the injured Tarian Fulston, who was the starting running back for the Irish when the season began. It's going to be hard to get C.J. Prozice out of there in the future. He has shown us something.
Again, C.J. Prozice did not become a running back until last spring and did not expect this much action coming into this season.
Dale Pearson, the defensive coordinator of the Irish, had trouble believing that he had just been a running back for a short amount of time, as Palmore and Anthony combined on the stop that time.
Boy, Anthony did a good job there staying home after the fake and staying with Kaiser with the ball. But like you were saying, his instincts as a running back are amazing, and he runs with power. There's no fear between the tackles for a guy that's been a wide receiver.
And of course, he still has those wide receiver skills, as we saw in the passing game against Clemson last week. Play clock down to 4 as Kaiser gets the snap and delivers. Wide open is Carlisle. Amir Carlisle can't spin away, but has enough for a first. Quincy Adams able to hold on and get him down to the turf.
Amir Carlisle is the guy that went the other direction. Started out as a running back, has moved to receiver, slot back, and been very successful at the slot receiver. But he loves to get his hands on the ball in space. And there we saw a spin move out of him, but he wants to tuck that thing under and run once he catches.
Hit in the backfield is Prozice. That'll subtract from his rushing total. Daniel Gonzalez topping for a loss of a yard.
Boy, Alex Barrs filling in at left guard here. Gonzalez runs right through here. Here he is pulling. He needs to kick Gonzalez out, and Gonzalez just runs through the gap. Missed. He turned him loose right into the backfield.
So second down and 11 now. Clock ticking down from 11:42. Kaiser talking to Prozice, and then gives it to him. Prozice picking his way forward. Wow, nice run again by C.J. Prozice inside the 25 of Navy for a 13-yard jaunt.
Well, it's basically the same call as a play before. This time Luatua stays on his block, and Barrs can turn up through the hole, and Prozice just follows it up through the middle. Very well blocked that time.
He's able to just cut so quickly, change direction. You'd never dream that he didn't have experience as a running back. Not even in high school. Here's Josh Adams reversing it. Almost got away, but Palmore holds on to get him to the turf again.
Powell must be strong because he had a grip, and when running backs see a chance to break one, they want to take off. He just had a fistful of jersey and pulled him to the ground. Just get it, hold on, look out, hold on, bring it on down. See, now when I was running with the ball, someone got a grip like that, I just fall to the ground because there's no chance of me pulling it away. I had to learn when my journey was
Before
over.
the snap, Navy takes its first timeout of the half.
Timeout Navy. They trail 38-24. As the victory march sounds through the stadium, a look at the midshipmen who made the trip in from Annapolis. We talked about the visit we made, and if you've never eaten with 4,400 people, as we did with the midshipmen in Bancroft Hall, you've missed quite a treat. And by the way, You better eat fast because you don't have much free time anyway.
13 minutes, is that our window of time to eat there? That was an experience. That was just such a thrill. Everyone being served at one time, the formation before going into lunch, the whole bit. That was a special day.
3rd down and 4 now for Notre Dame. Driving on the Navy defense. Trying to put this one away. Kaiser from an empty backfield whips it and almost intercepted. Intended for Chris Brown, but breaking on the football and almost picking it off was Micah Thomas.
Micah Thomas makes a break on this. Outside receiver number 2 is Chris Brown on the slant route. Micah Thomas reading the quarterback's eyes. Great break on the ball. Almost came up with it.
So now on 4th down, Justin Yoon, who hit a 52-yarder earlier, the 3rd longest in Notre Dame history, will attempt from 36. And Justin Yoon puts it through the uprights. Notre Dame now up 41-24. Defending champion Kevin Harvick and Dale Earnhardt Jr. on his birthday. A win would guarantee advancement to the round of 8. Here's the kickoff by Newsom. Taken by Romine. Romine is seen for a moment. Then it closes down as he crosses the 30 to the 33-yard line. So Keenan Reynolds apparently is through for the day. He's not 100% after being injured in the first half. Came back and played in the second half, but not 100%. So with a lot still to go this season for Navy, the American Athletic Conference Championship and the Commander-in-Chief Trophy, they're going to play Tago Smith now the rest of the way.
And they believe in Smith, so it's not a bad move for on the field, but definitely for the future of this season and the conference play. It's something new to Navy, not being an independent.
And hit immediately is Swain. And of course, the AAC has proven to be a tough conference here as your first season in it, as you see Reynolds a little gimpy on the sideline.
He has that ice very low down in the shin to ankle area. And the amazing thing is they still would play a championship game within conference if they could get there before the Army-Navy game.
It'll be a week before. Fake and then trying to pass, but now Smith pulls it down and scrambles about a yard short of a first down where he's hit hard by Joe Schmidt. Gain of 8 yards.
Just a nice reaction. Their passing game is not very complicated. It's all predicated off the play action fake. So if he sees a window and can take off and get 8, he gets it.
In fact, he did get enough for the first down as they give him a forward progress past the chains, and here's a nice run by Swain. The Swain train picks up 11 or 12 on first down.
You like their 2-minute offense, down 17 with under 9 to go. You stay with what works, and they usually do get chunk plays. Their drives don't always eat up the whole clock.
And now Swain limping to the sideline. Smith keeps it. And Tago gets a pretty nice gain on first down. Here's Grace. I mentioned how tough the AAC is proving to be with Navy's first year as a conference member. And they've got all these unbeaten teams, Houston, Memphis, and Navy, although it looks like the Midshipmen might go down today.
Houston looked good the other night.
It's Greer Martini of Notre Dame who is the injured player. Take a break. Greer Martini, who has had 8 tackles today, injured on that last play and has been limping around on the sideline, replaced by Tavon Coney. And E.K. Benz was also shaken up for Navy. There have been a ton of injuries today. Adam West, not Batman, but Adam West replaces E.K. Benz. There that time on the option as Smith keeps, and Schmidt and Coney take care of that.
The entire option game was shut down on this one. Dive is taken away. Right here, Coney just got in the ball game. Comes up to field the quarterback. Schmidt was there for quarterback. Coney, being young and in there, may have had a responsibility to be on the pitch back there, but both of them double up on the quarterback.
Smith rolling. Going to keep it. Hit as he goes out of bounds. It was a legal hit by Joe Schmidt.
Smith wanted to get every inch out of this run. Schmidt comes up to hit him, and Schmidt's the one that's kind of feeling it a little bit. Maybe more than a little bit.
So 4th and a half yard. Another 4th down for the Midshipmen.
They love that double cadence. Look to the sideline to get the audible.
Navy takes its second time out of the half.
By double cadence, I mean that he fakes the signal calls to get the defense to show their hand.
Well, time now for the game update presented by Sprint. Keenan Reynolds rushed for 110 yards before he had to leave the game with nagging injuries. Ezell had 2 touchdowns from the fullback spot. He's the backup fullback. C.J. Prosise, another big day, 115 yards for him and 3 touchdowns. He also caught 4 passes for 56 yards. And on the bench with the Irish up 41-24. And Nady takes the timeout with a 4th and 1 upcoming. 2 coaches, a lot of respect between those two, and the 2 teams wearing the same uniforms today with that word respect at the top. And certainly as you talk to all coaches and players from both teams, that's what came through. And the fullback Swain picks up the first.
4th down.
They're 4 for 4.
4th down, fullback dive, sliding off tackle as we've seen since the end of the first half. Every crucial 4th down play. And if he doesn't get the ball, the quarterback will tuck it himself and follow.
Smith's pass. Diving interception by Elijah Shoemate. We said the safeties had to play big, and here's Shoemate with an interception. So the Navy turnover gives it back to Notre Dame. Irish up 41-24. Watch Shoemate on this one. Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Tom Hammond, Doug Flutie, and Catherine Tappan, where Notre Dame leads Navy 41-24. Navy has just committed its 3rd turnover today, an interception by Elijah Shoemate. The 2 earlier interceptions led to Notre Dame touchdowns. And of course, Navy came in being virtually turnover free.
It's a great job of reacting to the ball in the air by Shoemate and undercutting. It was actually a poorly underthrown ball, but he made a nice play on the interception. The key to that is not being fooled with the play action and not coming up to defend the run, but staying with his responsibility and coverage.
So back at their own 6, Notre Dame puts it in play. Prosise. Gonzalez led the charge as the offensive linemen love that scrum. They try to push it forward, but the whistles will stop them.
That's a new aspect of football now, that you're allowed to aid the runner and push. Arizona State had a 20-something yard touchdown because of it. They pushed their running back over 20 yards. So this offensive line's been in on a few of those this year, and they keep looking for opportunities.
Mike McGlinchey's eyes lit up when you mentioned that scrum by Arizona State that resulted in that big gain.
It's a challenge for him.
Kaiser hands off to Prosise. Pushed backwards, but forward progress.
You know, I know C.J. Procyse is your physical runner. 5 minutes ago, 3-score ball game. He's a little nicked up, or appears to be a little banged up today. He has 19 carries now. He's kind of hit his limit. He's looking for that 90-yard touchdown run is what he's looking for now.
Of course, against Georgia Tech, he had a 91, the longest in Notre Dame Stadium history.
Well, he could break that right here.
Procyse did break it and pick up a Notre Dame first down, adding to his rushing totals already over 100. He gets 13 there.
For a guy that hasn't played a lot of tailback, this is nice patience. Following his block, stays up under and then back out. A couple of great blocks there by Luatua at the tight end position.
First down for the Irish. Navy about to suffer its first loss of the season after winning their first 4. First time they had been 4-0 since 2004. Procyse. Let's go to Catherine Tappan.
Well, Tom, it's the 170th birthday of the Naval Academy Founders Day, and it is a special 90th birthday for Carl Bud Schmidt. This season marks the 60th consecutive year that Schmidt has been making the trip from East Peoria, Illinois to South Bend. He has attended every Irish football game since that span, an estimated 335 straight. And this morning, for the very first time, he was given a private tour of the Notre Dame locker room. He touched the Play Like a Champion sign. I spoke to him afterwards. He said, when you get to be 90 years old, you appreciate all birthdays. But I've been to a Notre Dame game, and I've been a fan my entire life, and I'm honored to be here today against Navy. That is because he served in the U.S. Navy during World War II, Tom.
Catherine, as Josh Adams carries. It's amazing. The people that come from all over to come to Notre Dame games. The Notre Dame fan base is legendary. Bud coming all this way to get to all these games so many years in a row. And what a treat for him to finally go into the Notre Dame locker room before the game today and to touch Play Like a Champion today. Taking their time. Down to 2:45. Adams. Tackled by Palmore after 6. You know, one of the benefits of this job, Doug, is to get to meet some of these student athletes and to speak with them. And you certainly couldn't have a better experience. It just struck me that to talk to the young men at Navy and then talk to the young men at Notre Dame, how sharp they are, how together they are, just how impressive they are as we speak to them.
Very impressive. I mean, Keenan Reynolds, he could be a president of the United States someday. He's a special guy. And then even, you know, when we get back here to Notre Dame, we talk to these players a lot. And guys like Corey Robinson are so well-rounded and do everything well, whether it's in the arts or whether it's on the football field. The classroom workload is phenomenal as well.
And they're so aware of everything and their surroundings, and they're so responsible. As we mentioned, Corey was starting a charity that has gone nationwide now, giving shirts to the homeless. They have bins on campuses where you put in a shirt, and then it's donated to children and to homeless to help them out. So it's a gratifying thing to be able to talk to these young men before a game. Got a timeout with 1:50 left.
Tomorrow, we beat Southern Cal.
It's one of the great college football rivalries.
You dream about playing in games like that.
The ball's incomplete. Notre Dame takes over.
It's going to be a hard-fought game.
The best of the best matching up against each other.
Liner going to try to sneak it ahead. Touchdown, SC.
When USC comes into town, we'll be ready. That's about all I can say.
It's the 87th meeting between those two great rivals. Of course, USC didn't look too good on Thursday, as you see the tail of the tape. Hall of Famers all even at 12. Notre Dame leads the series, but last year USC won 49-14, the worst loss of the Brian Kelly era at Notre Dame. So that's next week in prime time here on NBC, USC and Notre Dame.
And that USC game last year was the game that Malik Zaire came off the bench, looked impressive, and gained the starting role to lead the Irish into the bowl game. From a USC standpoint, explosive team, extremely talented, did look poor the other night. 2 losses to Washington and Stanford, but they are an explosive team.
Handshakes on the Notre Dame sideline as the respect game, and Brian Van Gorder gets an embrace as he had to defend the triple option again. And Notre Dame will again come away with a victory.
Would you gotten that hug after the first series today?
Maybe not. In the first series of the game, Navy went all the way down the field to score a touchdown.
Good overall effort. A lot of mistakes again and some sloppy play at times. And there is a mutual respect between these two teams.
It goes back to World War II when Notre Dame was an all-male institution, and the war, the attrition, reduced the student body to such a low count that they were thinking of having to shut down Notre Dame. And the Navy sent some of their midshipmen over to get training here and to get educated here before they went off to war. And that was enabled Notre Dame to keep the college open. And in thanks, they have played them ever since, and they say they always will, out of respect for what they did to help save Notre Dame. Two coaches that have respect for each other as well. And Keenan Reynolds, a little touchy as he walks off, but he is some young man, and as Doug observed earlier, he might be another president of the United States in years to come.
He is an impressive young man and a phenomenal athlete. He's their leader. He runs this offense.
He'll go on active service. He finds out next month where he'll go. Let's go to Catherine.
All right, Tom, thank you. Coach, 3 touchdowns by C.J. Prosise in this game. How important was it to get back to the running game against Navy?
Well, obviously, holding on to the football. We had a great drive in the third quarter. We took some time off the clock in the fourth, and running the football is really going to be our secret to success in terms of balance. We can't go out there with a freshman quarterback and just throw it all over the place. So getting the running game going, controlling the clock against a very, very good Navy team was absolutely crucial in the second half.
3 points for Navy in the second half. What adjustments did you make defensively?
Well, we held on to the ball offensively. I thought that was important. And then we put a little bit more size on the field. Jared Grace got involved in the game a little bit more, bigger bodied guy, and that helped us a lot.
Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, Catherine, and this is one of my favorite traditions in all of college football, as the Notre Dame players join their Navy counterparts facing the Navy band for the playing of Navy Blue and Gold, their alma mater. And respect for what those young men will do for our country in the future. And now they will cross the field to face the Notre Dame band. And Navy will join them.
You don't see this in college football. This is an amazing scene of respect between two institutions, and especially for our academies.
And the students applauding as the players make their way over. And again, this game was billed as one of respect, and ample evidence here in the post-game ceremonies. Navy, despite a tough loss, their first of the season, will join the Notre Dame players for Notre Dame, our mother. So respect runs deep between these two institutions who meet on the football field today, but leave with honor and respect for each other. Final score, Notre Dame 41 and Navy 24. For Brian Kelly's full press conference, go to NBCSports.com. Saturday, the Fighting Irish take on USC in prime time. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern on NBC-SN. Coming up next, NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Bank of America 500 from Charlotte. And stay with us over on NBC-SN for the Notre Dame postgame show. For our entire NBC crew, this is Tom Hammond saying so long from Notre Dame Stadium on the campus of the University of Notre Dame.